construction. It's still ongoing. We've got about 32 miles completed. It's still going. As you can see, this is old vehicle barrier.
And when was that put up?
Oh, this was, I have to find out. This was way before.
So this is going to be great because this is going to be a great picture because it actually shows three things. If you look beyond the vehicle barrier, the old World War II Normandy stuff. Look behind that.
Yes.
That's what used to be there.
Yes.
Just barbed wire.
Yeah, just that barbed wire
Right.
fence.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Didn't stop anything.
So obviously,
Yeah.
the election's in 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Who knows how the outcome is?
Right.
But say there's a Biden administration.
Right.
What are your concerns about some of the way that they view immigration and they view the wall? Could something like this just be stopped?
Right. So that is a significant question. And look, I've been in law enforcement for over 30 years. Right now I serve as the acting commissioner of CBP. So this is a apolitical statement. This is just a fact. If you take tools away from us that we have right now, like the wall system, if you don't continue the network of initiatives and policies that this administration has provided us to stop illegal immigration, if you take those tools away, if you take those initiatives and policies away, this is my opinion as acting commissioner, you're going to see what I refer to as illegal immigration crisis 2.0. Last year, when we saw 140,000 illegal aliens try to enter this country in 1 month, that's going to look like child's play, in my opinion, because what you're doing, you're sending a message right now. When you say that you're going to give protection through sanctuary cities laws, when you tell them that we're going to reward you for illegally entering this country through free health care, driver's license, and job opportunities that are illegal for them to have, and you tell them you're going to stop building the wall as a policy, you're sending the signal, you're incentivizing individuals to illegally come here. That's not a political statement, that's a fact. And I always say, they don't have to take my word for it. Go out there and talk to the men and women who risk their lives every single day along the border, and they're going to tell you the same thing, Julio.
And I know you already said it earlier, but I was wondering if you could restate, because obviously
Sure.
One of the criticisms is, it's not building where nothing was built before.
Right.
It's just replacement fence. And what
Right.
would you have to say to that kind of response?
So I think you can see for yourself, and that's another frustrating thing. I think a lot of people that want to, I think it's a political narrative, right? That they want to score some political points by saying, oh, it's just replacement. And what I would say to those individuals, they haven't been here. They haven't chewed the same ground that you're chewing right now, and they haven't seen what you're seeing right now. Look at this. This is what you have. If you look back here, this is what we had for a very long time, right? Wood and barbed wire. That was what we had to stop people. And then we upgraded it to this. And this is a joke. They actually had different techniques where they would cut this. You heard the pilot earlier saying then they would put, eye bolts in where they could just pick up and shift the barrier. Vehicles would go through and they would replace it. And so now, if you look, you can see, and we'll walk down there. So when you see this 30-foot high wall, concrete and steel into the ground, yeah, it's brand new. And another thing that makes it brand new, as we talked about, it's not just about the steel and concrete going around. It's why we say, and words matter, and this isn't hyperbolic, it's a wall system, because it's not just about steel and concrete going on the ground. It has integrated technology, integrated lighting, and access roads we're staying on right now. In fact, a lot of Border Patrol agents, if they'll ask them, hey, they'll say an access road is just as important as the steel and concrete going in the ground. We need it all as part of that wall system. And again, I think it's another misnomer that's out there. You'll hear a lot of talk about a virtual wall. Well, I tell you, look, we've been saying for decades, the appropriate strategy along the southwest border is a multi-layered strategy of infrastructure, technology, and personnel. We need it all, including the wall. One element by itself is not the end-all solution. The wall doesn't address the problem by itself, nor does technology. In fact, there's a lot of discussion out there about a virtual wall. Well, that's not going to work. All that's going to do in a lot of areas, it's just going to give us situational awareness as we watch people illegally enter. Because the last time I checked, technology can't apprehend anybody. The majority of people illegally entering the country are good people. So let's just say we agree on that premise, right? The overwhelming majority. Well, last year we had 1 million. So my question is, how many is acceptable? How many murderers, rapists, pedophiles, gang members, other criminals is it okay to illegally enter this country? And so I'd ask the average American citizen, what's your level of acceptance? Is it 10 gang members? 10 pedophiles? How many is acceptable? And so that's why it's so important that we have to have the tools and the initiatives and policies to make sure we know who and what is coming into our border. Let alone the fact that the last time I checked, the congressional statutory language that has been passed is it's illegal to enter the country in between the ports of entry. So there also is a rule of law element to that, a sovereignty issue to that as well, that sometimes a lot of people just dismiss.
Isn't that amazing that you see 3 types of border barrier here? The first one,
I think this is amazing.
the second, and the most current 30-foot border wall.
And it's just vastly different.
So I don't even think that you have to even describe it. You just have to visually see the difference in the structure and how sturdy a 30-foot border wall system really does for our border security. Look at these. Look at the barbed wire fence and these wooden poles here. Like regular, that was our international border. That was the level of security that we had out here on the southwest border. Then came these, the vehicle barriers, right? But then they found ways to breach this, to cut them, move them, and have cars just drive north into the United States. Now we have 30-foot border wall.